Bitcoin for fairness. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of last year, I thought I want to do more, like just podcasting. I mean, just podcasting. Sorry, if you have such a big podcast like yours, you're also educating masses. I want
to do more than just podcasting.
You do? Yeah. You have the circular economy in Bedford.
Exactly.
King of Bedford.
Oh God, I'm really embarrassed about that now. Anyway, come on, tell me.
Yeah. So I thought about a funding model also for my work, because I didn't have the development like other podcasters where I was growing my audience and I could live off the sponsorships easily, sadly. And also I had this idea of sharing my knowledge, and that I think it's important to do that. And so I started to reach out to people, and basically it was Elizabeth Stark giving me the idea, and she said to me, Anita, do you actually get a grant? And I said, no, but actually that's how I would like to work, because it takes down all the stress you have, and it's an existential crisis in a way if you don't get money and you don't know how to live in the next 6 months or something like that as a self-employed person. And so, and it also gives me now the freedom to do actually what I want.
Okay.
And that's fantastic. So Bitcoin for Fairness, I've used this name because I think that's the ultimate, do you say end game of Bitcoin? Or the ultimate use case of Bitcoin is giving open and fair access to anyone.
Yeah.
And it's also the ultimate argument against all anti-Bitcoiners. Because you can argue about the electricity use of Bitcoin and all these things. You can argue all the time. But if you tell people, look, there are 4 billion people living in authoritarian regimes, do you really want them to not have access to an open monetary system?
Well, some people don't still.
Yeah, but I mean...
Who's that prick who lives up in Berkeley in San Francisco? He's always commenting against stuff. He commented against that letter that David Zell wrote the reply to.
I'll find him.
Yeah, like someone like him. So there are people where you explain to him, bear in mind, he lives in Berkeley, San Francisco, a very privileged life. I want to say Wheatley or something. It's not that Stefan Dahl, it's another one. Anyway, and no, I've explained, I'm literally saying to him, what Bitcoin does and how it's fair, and he just doesn't want it. He wants it banned.
No, they think traditional money can do that too. I've also been told several times, don't focus so much on Bitcoin. There are other means of payment we can use. Yeah, but they are not censorship resistant. They are centralized. They can be manipulated. It's just not the same.
It's not the same.
And this is just a point where you get to when you have spent a lot of time thinking and learning about Bitcoin. You don't get that. I also didn't get that in the first weeks, months, years of my Bitcoin.
I still don't.
You still don't.
So what are you doing? So look, were you crowdfunding?
I'm crowdfunding, yes, on Giza Fund, for instance, which is an interesting platform too. It's a platform on Lightning where you can do crowdfunding.
Well, I'm going to support you. You know I support
you. Yeah, cool. And then this time I already have my grant proposal. I can present it to you afterwards.
Is it what are you doing? Are you having individual proposals and you want people to sponsor specific things, or is it general fund?
It's a general fund because I can never say what's the next thing that's coming up. For instance, now I'm working on a 2-pager, a brochure, where you have a A4 sheet of paper with 2 sides. You can fold it. I wanna with the basic information about what is Bitcoin, how it's not a scam, and how you can do it use it in a self-custodial manner. And I want to have that as a template. Then people from different countries can translate it into their local language. and you can then take it to meetups, print it out. It's not expensive to print out a sheet of paper. Yeah, you can do that everywhere, and then you can give it out on these meetups. So people really have something in their hands, because most of the times new people come, they listen, they are interested, then they go home, and then they forget about it or don't have time to research it, or they don't know where to start.
Okay. Are you accepting fiat or just Bitcoin for your grants?
I'm accepting everything.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't even need to see your proposal. I will support you because your work's wonderful, and I know you don't live an extravagant life. You're not going to take proposals and go and buy yourself a Dior bag. I know you're absolutely focused and dedicated to this. You're about as Bitcoin as they get, and you're one of the most hardest working Bitcoiners I know. I can't say that. I have a podcast as a job and a career, but I spend a lot of my time on it. But you're like it's in you. You've dedicated yourself to this. So just send me. It's easy for me to give you dirty fiat because I send it just from the business account. But just send me the stuff. But you don't even send me a proposal. Actually, when you have something live you want me to share out as well, I'll retweet and get it out and tell people, because people should support you.
Yeah, please, thanks. So people do support me, and I want to say thank you to all the private people, the individuals who donated, and also to the sponsors, of course. But the sponsors, it's more like a business deal, you know. I issue an invoice, they get marketing, but I have to say they are on the right side as well. So meaning they know, they trust me. As I said before, they let me do what I want. I just get back to them, report, and they see what I do. And that's proof enough.
I like your emails. I get through. I get approved enough. Just give me an address. We'll send you some money. We'll support you on this. And like I said, we'll share it out. Get other people to do it, because, like I said, it's super important work. And also the fact that you are representing women, and you are representing queer people, which I think are just largely underrepresented in the Bitcoin community.
One story about queer people: I reached out in Zambia to a local LGBTIQ group, because I wanted to try to show them that Bitcoin is not a scam and how they can use it. Because I think, as I said, like poor people in these countries, like people living under authoritarian and dictatorships, queer people and those minority groups, as we call them. I don't know if this is political correct now. They should use it the first, because they can gain the most. But they didn't come back, and I think it's the reason is most people think it's a scam, and they think you want to sell them something. But I don't want to sell something. Another story, if I may, about scams.
You can tell us as many as you want. Well, I just know that so I said to you earlier, I'm going to come back to scams because I know how prevalent the issue is in Africa. I mean, we've got Jamie Bartlett coming back in, haven't we?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
The guy who did the documentary on OneCoin.
Yeah, the BBC
one.
Yeah. So he's coming back to update us on that. He's in the UK, and
is she still alive?
I don't know where she is. Has she been
She's
found?
on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list now.
Yeah. She was in Bulgaria for a long time, but he's coming in back to talk to us about that because I know how big an issue the OneCoin scam was in Africa.
It's still going.
It's still going?
Yeah. I've been told that it's still going.
That's unbelievable.
And the problem with scams, I've heard a story, for instance, a company owner in South Africa. I mean, many people in South Africa and Zimbabwe still have mates and people who help them. Yeah. And he said to one of his mates, I can pay you in Bitcoin. And he explained everything and said, do you want to be paid? And she always said, no. And then she took it. And he then said, okay, but now don't spend it. Keep it. And if you ever want to spend it, come to me first. I will help you. And what happened? She spent it on a scam because her sister convinced her that this is great to make money.
Oh, God.
Exactly. So he's already telling her, I'll help you. Yeah, ask me first. And then, the need is so big because when you're poor, you even more want to make more of your money.
Of course.
You're using every little, say Grashalm in German, grass. You're using everything to get more money. And you believe these scammers.
Yeah, it's so sad. I mean, it's so sad that people in Africa are targeted so much as well with these scams, and they're already struggling. And
yeah, but it's also here. And then I mean, even in Austria, and then I don't understand. I mean, here you have the means, you have the possibility to ask someone else. There are Bitcoin meetups. We are online. We are Bitcoin Austria is answering questions, per email. And it's always, people are always sending us a message when it's too late, when they are being told they need to pay something more to get their funds back. That's when they ask us.
So we had Obi in here the other day. You're obviously a lot closer to what's happening in Africa. How much of a game changer do you think Fedimint will be for African communities?
A huge game changer.
Yeah.
I love the idea of Fedimint, and I hope that they are successful in developing it. Because so Fedimint is a protocol, and for me, I learned in 2020 that in Southern African countries you have a sense of Ubuntu, meaning the community is everything. You take care of your family. You are responsible for each other. It's a very the opposite of being self-sovereign. And so I think Fedimint and the eCash tokens can be that sort of community money. So with Fedimint, Bitcoin can really become community money. So one of the biggest problems is self-custody. It's not easy. I mean, for me now it's easy because been doing it
we
are doing it a long time. So you need to educate yourself a little bit, and also it's sometimes with all these scams going on and phishing mails and people lose passwords and whatever. Yeah. So I think 90% of Bitcoin are on centralized exchanges, owned by people on centralized exchanges and not in self-custody. And that's why I'm always also have that focus on self-custody, because you get the positive properties of Bitcoin only if you self-custody it. And but a lot of people don't have the means to do that in these countries, and you also can't really educate them on that. And so Fedimint is basically a federation where trusted members of the federation or of the community, like it starts with minimum of 4 people. These 4 people can be very knowledgeable Bitcoiners, for instance. And they run the Fedimint software on their Lightning or Bitcoin full node. I don't know exactly the technicalities, yeah? But, and then it's like a multi-sig. So these 4 people hold the Bitcoin of the community in a shared custody. So it's a semi-custodial way where the people who are participating in the Fedimint network or in the local community, they don't need to take so much care about their keys as in a full self-custody solution, but they are also not custodial. So Obi said something great. It's from KYC to KYF, from know your customer to know your family and friends, because you trust your friend or your family already. And that's also a model. Many people also in Austria, I also have people, I take care of their Bitcoin because they don't know how to do it, or they are losing their wallets and things like that, and I'm just like, okay, I do it for you, because I'm like, I don't want to see you lose the Bitcoin.
Of course.
Yeah. And so many people are doing that already for their friends and family, and those could be guardians of the network.
Right, okay.
And it also brings privacy.
Yes. Because
the eCash tokens that you get are IOUs, and they are not recorded on the blockchain anymore. And even the Fedimint people, the guardians, don't know who exchanged the Bitcoin to tokens now. And then they are interchangeable. So if you're sitting in Africa in a community and have your own Fedimint there, you still can send your tokens to your family in the UK. Basically, it will be most of the times the other way around.
Yeah.
And you do that over Lightning.